It has not actually been that long since we were here last time. I didn't properly prepare, so I don't know what we were doing. We've got a carrier. We've got a couple of decent. We've got a shrike and 3 wolves. That's the larger part of our fleet right now. Interestingly, is high tech. I will go to bed now. Good night. Good night, Road Train. Well done on the willpower there. I approve. Carolina's I haven't heard that name in years. Takes drag of cigarette. Hey, yo, Mangle Pork. It pretty much is because of that as well. Because in the Let's Play I was doing on YouTube of this, initially I was going to name my character Carolinus, but then I was like, we could. I felt that the character had a sort of more vampiric look, the avatar, kind of a cross between Dracula and Captain Harlock, and so in the end I went with Avacula, but I did take Carolinus' surname because I felt that I've already invoked Carolinus now, so I need a little bit of Carolinus in it. So we also had Avacula Dracul. Yeah, absolutely, Gilself. That series is happily ongoing. But how are you doing, Bentham? Right, let's have a quick recap of our character. It hasn't been that long. We're actually very close now to getting field repairs. At that point, I'm gonna be happy to start investing in other areas. Though that being said, maybe this is just me thinking aloud here. Maybe we could put a point into getting more bang for buck out of our colonies. Yeah. We might. Maybe in this stream we're just gonna go for an early colony. You know, the complete opposite of Mountain Blade, where it takes like 4 streams to get to the point where your clan can realistically form a faction. We'll just be like, nah, I want a colony right now. I'm doing good. Fully moved into the new place. Still rough around the edges and has a deficiency of furniture, but it feels like home. Well, that is the important part, mate. And congratulations. I'm really glad to hear that, buddy. Really glad to hear that. And thank you very much for the gifts up there, Satish. That's super kind of you. As for where we'll put our skills, I mean, this is the first place I need to be. This is a very strong contender. I just love it. Redacted. Strong SCP vibes. And with good reason. Very good reason. Alright, but let's have a look on the galaxy map, see if I can find out where we're going. We're going to Corvus. Am I going there for a particular reason? Let's have a look at the intel. Was there anything in Corvus? Yes. Ransom researcher. Oh no, sorry, that's Galatia. Let's have a look through. We've got contact over here in Astlan. Another contact we've made in Galatia. I've accepted many quests, but they're so far away. This one, scan celestial object, recover instrument package, derelict artifact recovery, and ruins data recovery. We are going to focus on doing bounties and missions where I can, rather than just, you know, space trucking. But we'll do a bit of pirate. Oh, that's right. I think we were going to Garnier to bully the pirates. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that was for Road Train as well. Bless him, he's already gone to bed. As for well, we've got another mission: survey an ice giant. But that one is just a bounty that's offered by the independent faction. As for bounties, though, speaking about bounties, he's got quite a few of them around. Nothing we couldn't handle. These ones are general bounties because the pirates are active in these areas, so we'll just get a flat bounty for pirate ships we take down. But we will see some of them where they just want you to go to the pirate base and knock it out. But we are nowhere near capable of taking on a pirate base. Not even close. It would basically be a space station we'd have to take down. That's not happening. Alright. Well, there was probably going to Garnier to deal with the pirates then, is my guess. Have a look at what I've got in my inventory. We need some supplies. That's possibly another reason why we're going to call this. We don't need fuel. We've got plenty of fuel. Actually, we've got a good amount of time with these supplies. But we do want to make use of the troops that we've got, because we're paying for them one way or another. Now, in vanilla, one thing I will point out. Outside of modded games, though this behavior is expected to come into vanilla at some point, but right now the only way to get it is I think it's Nexarim mod has this, in that when you sell survey data to a faction, they do nothing with it. So if you find an amazing class 5 planet, which is this planet is so strategically important for humanity, you don't have to worry like, oh, if I sell this, it's worth a lot of money. If I sell this data to a faction, they're going to come along and colonize this planet, but I want it to be mine. They won't. In vanilla, they won't. Whereas in some of the mods, they will a little bit. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. But we can safely sell this to whomever we want to sell it to. Okay, let's continue on our way. Also, let me just turn on the Starscape so I can have a better idea of the nebula patterns. Well, it won't really match in the core worlds. The core worlds are always the center of the kind of... There is a sort of spiral. It's not exactly a spiral, but it's kind of there. We've got an actual nebula over there that we can investigate the nebula itself, some black holes, so on and so forth. But we've got an unidentified contact just up ahead of us. Okay. Well, let's be on our way. That is not a contact that is moving. It is a derelict ship. Okay, well in that case we're going to stop and quickly salvage this. We're not going to recover a kite. Got 160% recovery. 10% because of fleet-wide salvaging capability. The ships with salvaging rigs on them. 50% due to salvaging skill. We've got enough heavy machinery and enough crew to work on it, and we've got a plus 25. There's a 25% base recovery chance. So let's go ahead and find out what we can get. A little bit of supplies, a little bit of fuel. That fuel will go a long way, considering our current fleet. Right, this Corvus. Yeah, there we go. Now, where is that pirate base? We can go to Jangala. Yeah, let's go to Jangala. Oh, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, mate. That's incredibly kind of you. Diolch yn fawr. Jaxero with 48 months. 4 years. Goodness, how time has flown. It's been great to be here. Oh, I'm very glad that you've enjoyed it. Gene Weaver. Yippee! With the 11 months. Almost a year. Right. Let's jump in. Turn on the transponder. We're not criminals, yeah. I've heard the game dev doesn't plan to bring the 4X stuff into the main game. They're happy with being just a mod. Oh, really? Okay, then, Matt. I was under the impression that having the factions expand out at least into places like where you have surveyed them, not them actively trying to expand. But no, okay. I hadn't heard that. So, in fact, I'd heard the opposite, but I can't remember where. It may have just been wishful thinking by some people chatting in the forums. So thank you very much for updating me on that. The team are 4 people. You can check by clicking on the credits in-game, and it is 4 people with thanks to one other. Right. Let's head on down to Jangala and just see how much cash it's going to cost. 101, that's more or less okay. we've got enough to go for a couple of days. Let's go ahead and sell the information there. I'll also go ahead and just sell the metal. I don't really care for it. Right now, we're trying to be reasonably good friends with the hegemony. We've got a shield mod there that we could learn, which would allow us to then install it. Makeshift shield generator would allow you to fit this onto a ship that normally doesn't have a shield, as with our Mudskipper, for example. The assault package there. Over time, you're probably going to get a decent amount of these, but if anything really jumps out of you, consider picking it up. They are useful. Extended shields is nice. Accelerated shields. I mean, there isn't a bad one, to be fair. Makeshift shield generator there. No, nothing we really want to grab here. Let's have a look at our fleet, though. Does anything need to be refit? I think everything is currently okay. You know what? I might jump into the carrier. I am considering it. Or the Shrike. A nice fast ship to get into the action. Do a bit of damage. Do we have a different missile system? I've got a swarming missile system, I guess, but I think the Annihilator rocket pod is good enough for now. That is a chunky weapon to have on our Shrike there. I'd rather a more modest weapon if I could get one. Not a graviton beam. Hello, Marrow. Thank you so much for the little raided. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Hello, Aavak, from a very different game. What were you playing, Marrow? Let's have a look. Lady Sheilab has got the shadow. Oh, Disco Elysium. I have been so tempted by that game recently. So tempted. It looks like this because I've seen a bit of the game being played by other people now, and with any kind of point, because to me that's a point and click game. And the typical mode of operation with point and click games is if you've seen someone playing it, there's not a lot more for you to experience. I mean, I haven't seen the whole game played by even the remotest way, but I've seen a chunky bit of it, like certain sections I've seen, and I'm like, oh, well, would there be much experience? But I've come to realize the replayability value in that game is astronomical. Yeah, it has almost full voice acting now. A bit of a point and click game, but the story is just so interesting. Yeah, well, that's the thing, and I mean, I've seen more snippets of like scenes explored, but within those scenes, the potential for to just go completely different based on your skills is just wonderful. But let's see. There's nothing better that I can put on our ships right now. As for you, yeah, still nothing amazing to put on you, really. Unless I've got another... no, I don't. Alright, let's have a quick gander through. Mostly going for armored weapon mounts and reinforced bulkheads. Got a flux distributor there, though. Actually kind of nice. But that's because that's such a... It's not as good of a weapon, so I had spare. No big mods on my current flagship. Sorry, on the carrier. Might be an opportunity for us. We have, however, got some nice bombers. These are high-tech bombers, so I believe they're shielded. They might not be. Let's have a look. No, Omni Shield. There we go. High-tech bombers, high-tech fighters in general, tend to have shields, which is pretty good. The art style is amazing, yeah. Make me want to buy this game and salvage everything as I burn the galaxy. That is absolutely how you can play it. Hey, O'Clalk. I'm doing well, mate. Great to see you. How are you doing? Okay. There isn't too much that we need to do here. I could pop down to the dockside bar. I am going to purchase a little bit of supplies, though. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to the cheap supplies on the black market. I feel this is fair. Let's go ahead and grab 10. Still going to set me back $1,000, but it's fine. I shouldn't have any suspicion for such a small purchase. Well, that gives us a couple of extra days. All right, let's leave. I'm not going to consider my military options here. I would die. However, let us make our way over to Garnier. Small station. Let's not go through the corona of the star. That drinks your supplies as you have to, you know, everyone is like sweating constantly. You're having to replace the uniforms all the time. You can't keep up with washing. You just have to space the used uniforms and get a new set. And the paint constantly coming off the side. You have to have people go out in their little tiny spacesuits to repaint. They sweat even more then. It's awful. Though seriously, it does actually burn through your supplies. Something fierce. Right. Want to know who you are? Oh, you just went into the magnet suite of that star. Okay, you're about to see me? No? Okay. You're wandering around. Don't know who you are. Want to, though. Right now, we're just going to... Oh, there you are. Unidentified... Ooh, you're raiding. Okay. So you are a pirate fleet. Now, if I try to do anything with this spaceport, they may get involved. They're close enough to get involved, so... Let me just find out what the station is like first, then. Your fleet goes into orbit around Garnier. The local port authority seems to take no issue with your explanation for why your transponder, regrettably, can't be turned on. Just as well. Alright, we'll trade goods, but the first thing I'm actually going to see is I want information about their defenses and also, more importantly, what they produce. It's a reasonable sized colony. It's one of the smallest colonies because when you make a colony, it starts a colony size 3. It's a mining colony, but the only thing available here is plentiful of volatiles. So it's producing volatiles. That's not bad. That's something that tends to have a decent sale price and isn't illegal anywhere, as far as I'm aware. So we may be able to raid them and get a good bit of volatiles from this. Starsector. I tend to play Ferengi. Super sketch trader. Yeah, no, that's absolutely viable. I just wanted to stop in quickly to drop my Prime sub for you. First time subbing, long time lurker. You are truly amazing, and my favorite memory is watching your videos as your soothing voice helps my wife sleep. Oh, that's so kind of you to say. Thank you very much. I'm glad that that you and presumably your wife enjoy my content. That's a lovely, lovely message. Thank you. Oh, Cloud, I'm okay. Still haven't found anyone from Multiplayer Stonehearth, though. Well, my tiny little message on the Dabadell, I didn't like hype or anything, but sorry, hype. I didn't ping or anything. But if anyone is looking to play some Multiplayer Stonehearth, Clelk is looking for a player and has posted a message over in the Dabadell in I think the House of Fun channel. Absolutely wonderful game to be played multiplayer. I don't have time, sadly, otherwise I would, because it is a fantastic game to play multiplayer. Ziggity Zigzag, thank you very much for the 3 months. Third month, second best month. They have got ground defenses, but they're a small colony. Their general stability is fairly low, so overall their ground defenses aren't that coherent. They're not great. What kind of... these are fairly green Marines. These Marines are mostly regulars and have seen some combat, but are not overall accustomed to your style of command. They get better. The longer you have a Marine company with you and the more operations you lead them on, the tighter you become. Over time, and as you bring in new blood, it dilutes it a little bit, But as long as you're not constantly, like, you know, basically replacing the entire company every half cycle or so, you know, but drips and drabs, you will gradually build up experience. Eventually, they will be a well-oiled military machine. And you'll, like, even now, they get plus 9% increased effectiveness of ground operations and minus 4% reduced marine casualties suffered during ground operations. Eventually, you can get some crazy good numbers there. Crazy good numbers. Gets very, very worth it to have an active, well-cared-for marine unit. Especially with certain types of ships, because they can be force multipliers. But okay, I think we can do quote-unquote business here. Let's have a look. A makeshift shield generator. Is there anything I want to buy before I become unwelcome at this world for a while? Actually, you got a better deal on supplies than elsewhere. Still, no. The main thing we wanted to know was whether it's going to be any worth trying. Now, if we launch a raid, defending ships are present, but not in sufficient strength to want to give battle or prevent any hostile action you might take. So they're there, they're close enough, but they're like, nah, man, no, I'm good. I'm out here where it's safe. There's a whole lot of space between me and the death that you're about to bring to that station. Sucks for the station, doesn't suck for me, though. Why should I make it suck for me? I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. Now, you can absolutely be more strategic, or rather more tactical. You can go for a tactical bombardment or a saturation bombardment. Generally, saturation is a war crime. Even against the pirates, no faction is going to be okay with you saturation bombing anything. You will become hated. This is the nuke option in Civ. Raven Queen, thank you very much for the 5 gift subs. That's really, really kind of you. Diolch yn fawr. But if you did this, you basically... the way the saturation bombing works, as it says here, starship fuel can be easily destabilized. Remember, the starship fuel is antimatter, unlocking the destructive potential of the antimatter it contains. Ground defenses can counter a bombardment, though in practice, it only means that more fuel is required to achieve the same result. We could saturate bomb this place, literally, like, just kill population, reduce this, and ultimately destroy it completely with enough application of force, or tactically bombard it. So at this point, you're aiming to destabilize military assets, only military assets. This will annoy the faction you do it to, but no one else is going to care, by and large. But it uses a lot of fuel to do. We did do it in the last stream, because one of the pirate bases we were going to raid had fairly good. They had upgraded ground defenses. They had like heavy batteries and everything. So we tactically bombed it. We basically destabilized their military camp and their heavy batteries, and then we raided it. We don't need to do that here. We already have a numbers advantage. Defending ships, blah, blah, blah. Raid strength is 207. We've got 190 Marines on board, plus 9%. The ground defenses are 55. They've got 50 times 0.55 stability, so it's halved, and then times 2 because they've got the ground defense industry present. The raid effectiveness is 79. It's more than enough. I could disrupt the operations of a specific industry or facility. Now, if I wanted to, I could say, yeah, you know what? I've got a colony that's also mining, and I dislike how much market share you've got of the mining of volatiles at the moment. In fact, I would very much like it if you stopped having such a big market share so that I could instead have your market share and make more money. So I'm going to send some Marines, and they're just going to ruin your day. I'm not there to kill anyone unless they happen to be working in the mines. Then they're definitely on the hit list. That is an option. Generally speaking, this targets industries only. Tactical bombardment targets military assets. Disruption shuts down something. Spaceport is a pretty good one because it drops the accessibility of the port, and that directly impacts how accessible your industries are to trading, and so how much of you can move or receive, and so it has a knock-on effect as well on the overall market share of all of your industries. But we're just here to get some valuables. Now, as I covered in the last stream, different danger based on where things are. Like, for example, if something is in the ground defenses, yeah, it's going to be harder to get that stuff. The heavy armaments here are currently stored in the ground defenses. As one might imagine, going to the place where all of the guns are and the people who know how to use them is generally going to be harder than, I don't know, going to a farm. The population and infrastructure, so, you know, the basic dwellings, medium danger, because, you know, there's a decent amount of people there. They're willing to fight for the stuff that they've got. Going to the mine, though, the mine is like, nah, it's just a job. I don't care. I'm being paid to dig. I'm not being paid to die. You can have at it. Nope, not worth my life. Now, if something is in excess, like they've got an overabundance of production, so much so that they can't ship it out fast enough, then it's just going to be lying around in barrels and crates everywhere. So it's going to be even easier to take, so that further decreases the danger. If something's in high demand, it's considered a valuable commodity. It's harder to access because they're having to switter away. Even something like food, or perhaps especially something like food. If food is in demand, yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting that, because people are like, no, I'm already starving to death. Do you think your gun scares me? No, I'm gonna roll over you like a wave of hungry savages. You're gonna become my new food. In fact, I'm that hungry. You chose the wrong station, pal. As you can tell, Starsector, like RimWorld to me, is basically a blank book into which I can inject story. There are other more lucrative options depending on what you're raiding for. In the mining, the recreational drugs here, the miners do care about that because, look, mining is hard. It's a hard life, especially in the volatile mines. Okay, literally toxic mines. Do you think that they're doing that job just for money? No. The money is used for food, yes, but that just keeps them alive. The drugs are what keeps the pain at bay. Okay? The pain of their horrible, wretched space, toxic mine existence. And they are willing to die for those drugs. So the danger is high. If the drugs are elsewhere, they're a little bit easier to get. The spaceport, we're not going to go for ship equipment. This colony does not have heavy industry or military presence and has no access to high-tier ship equipment, so it's not worth it for us. Going for this one is always a bit of a roll. The value is 1,000, but you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be on the low side, though, low-tier stuff. We could raid for some supplies. We've got quite a lot of peeps. I want money more than anything. Now, what this means is we're going to temporarily damage the production of this resource. We are going to raid them so aggressively that for a time, up to 3 months, it's going to take for the production capabilities to recover from this. We're going to destabilize this place anyway, and enough instability in the population will impact production, but this will directly impact the production of this resource here. Is this Dark Aavak or normal Aavak? We haven't decided yet, but it's definitely going in a certain direction. Captain Dark Aavak, the dark arm of the Admiral Aavak. Oh, my lord. But, yeah, I do definitely want to grab that, but I'd also like some supplies. And we can get 75 supplies per marine applied to this problem. Now, you can launch operations about every day. So, yeah, you know what? We're not going to completely fleece them. Not yet. Well, actually, yeah. We're not going to impact their production. We're going to be back for more shortly. Color out of space, Aavak. Ooh. Oh, we're going full Cthulhu. Okay. Lovecraftian Aavak. I mean, I was talking about redacted. Okay, let's go ahead. Your Marine Commander submits a plan for your approval. Losses during this operation are projected to be light. There are a total of 190 Marines in your fleet. Objective targets, supplies, and volatiles. The estimated value of the items obtained is projected to be around 60,000 credits. The Marines are ready to go, awaiting your final confirmation. Now, if I was raiding a faction, I had my transponder off. No one necessarily knew who I was yet. If I launch a raid, I will lose some standing. Because my transponder's off, though, it's not going to be great. It'll be like 5, but that is a lot. If my transponder was on, it would be a lot. They'd straight up know who did it, and they were like, what? And, you know, you could end up going to war. Just straight up war. For raiding a colony with your transponder on, if you weren't already at war. However, if you still wanted to raid a colony, but you had your transponder off, but you couldn't afford to lose even a little bit of standing because you're already on shaky ground, you could spend a story point. And this is what I like about the story points. They actually allow you to write a story. Suffer no penalties to your standing with the pirates. Will not help if forced to turn your transponder on by patrols arriving to investigate the raid, though. You know, because this game has that idea of, well, yeah, you raided us with your transponder on. We didn't know who you were at the time, but we were still watching you fly away when you had to turn your transponder on because a patrol arrived. Now we do know who you are. Did you think we just weren't going to apply this to your permanent record? No, we're not stupid. But yeah, you'd also have a 50% EXP bonus. You'd get another story point reasonably quickly, but we don't need to do this. This is the pirates. Ah, I see Aavak practices sustainable raiding. Indeed. Your forces have suffered casualties during the raid. We lost 15 Marines. The stability of Garnier has been reduced by 3. Our relationship with the pirates can't get any worse. We've gained 13,040 experience and have 13 story points to spend. I think we actually just gained a story point as a result of that. That is going to help us go for a while. I would like to take us all. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, now if we have a look, they're now down to 1 stability. They're already at -3 because there's a free port. But now, recent unrest. Now, in about a day, we can raid again. We can't do it right now, though. So, we're going to leave. We're done with our raiding. We can just hang tight if we want. Shh. No one knows we're here. Nobody knows. How would they know? Nobody knows. They're not going to know. If we have a look at our cargo, because, you know, our Marines are in the cargo, their relative skill has gone up. So, plus 13% increased effectiveness now, and minus 7% casualties. But, I fancy we get into a little bit of trouble. Also, I'm going to drop a save. Oop, no, come back. Come back. No. Where are you going? We jump out of here straight. Oh, that's a shame. There was a magnetic. Oh, there we are. There was a magnetic pulse coming off the planet there. Makes much harder to see. There we go. Now we are under the effect of the ring system. A dense disk of dust or ice, which causes a great deal of sensor noise, aiding a fleet hiding within. The medium is not sufficient density to meaningfully slow down the ships, however. Reduces the range at which stationary or slow-moving fleets inside it can be detected, and we're now in a nebula as well. Interstellar clouds of hydrogen, helium, or dust that cause significant sensor noise that may aid a fleet hiding within. The relatively thick medium also interferes with drive field operation. Reduces the range at which fleets inside can be detected, and reduces the total travel speed of fleets inside by 50%. So right now we've got 2 effects hitting us pretty nicely. So we're really hard to see. Super hard. Which is quite nice. You, however, are not as hard to see. I have to say hello. Oh, damn it, we missed. Come back! No. Okay, you're a little bit faster. Maximum burn of 9 versus our maximum burn of 7 there. Where are you? What we can do is this. We're going to use an interdiction pulse. That ring. Oh, you're not going to be able to burn away now, so when I start burning towards you... Oh, actually, I think it missed them anyway, but... can I have a sustained burn? We are much faster, but turning circle, incredibly small. Yeah, they're not having it. Emergency burn straight out of there. That's what the interdiction would have helped with. Right, go dark again. You won't be able to see me. They're on a direct approach. They won't see me until it's too late. No, they will. Maybe. No, no, come on. Yes, finally. That was hard. Reminds me of chasing looters in Mountain Blade 2. Yeah, it can be sometimes. It can also be like that getting away from them as well. Right. Okay, so they've got a Shrike. They've got a Mudskipper Mark II close support frigate, a Shepherd drone tender, and a Kite. The shielded combat freighter as well. I guess they're going to bring all of them in. We are the D mods on these ships are extreme. We are definitely going to pursue, and I will take command of the action. But we are probably not going to need to do a lot to take these guys out. So, Wolf on that side, Wolf on this side, the Shrike straight up the middle, along with me as well. Okay, deploy. Now, what I would like you to do... actually, I'm happy for you to pick your targets. The Shrike is going to be an important one for us to try and take out. I would definitely like the drone tender taken down as well. The Kite is probably going to get away. But right now, the combat ships are the ones that I'm more worried about. Then, I guess... Well, actually, you're sticking in. Shields up. Don't know where that missile's going. It's probably going for my engines. No, thank you. Ha! Take that. Thank you very much. Very, very large shield. Okay, so they've sacrificed themselves there. Right. Would like you to take them on. Like you to... Sure, that's fine. I'm going to set them as my target, though. I do have rockets that might be useful. And the harpoons, though. There's no point in me launching those rockets just yet. That Kite, I think, is doing its best to try and help out. How are these ships going? Well done on taking that one out. You're going for them. Good, good, good. This is actually going well. Ships are splitting themselves up in a good way. They've managed to capture the nav buoy, though, so they're a little bit faster than I would otherwise like. Come on, AA. There we go. My automated turrets are helping out a bit. There we go. Getting rid of these drones. Right, okay. I would actually like you guys to go all in. You go ahead and take them out. Who have we got here? We've got the frigate, we've got the Mudskipper. Go for the frigate, go for the Mudskipper. Don't worry about the Shrike, though. Engage the Shrike, but don't go all in on it. Remain cautious of fighting the Shrike. It is a quite dangerous craft if it wants to be. That annoying little drone is being a bit of a pest. I hope the wolves will speed up, though. That's why I kind of put you in that position. Oh, the Shrike peeled off. Okay. Right, all right, then. I would like you to be taken out. Let's get the wolves in there. Shrike. Hopefully you go for the other Shrike. I don't know. But I need my wolves to use their phase jumps to get over there. But the Shrike is getting into the fight. Good. I'm a slow ship. I am slow. No! No. Okay, well, if you're getting this close, fine. I'll use my special ability and just all of the dagger. Your flux is going up a lot faster than mine, mate. Right, launch the missiles. I have to drop my shields there. I know I took a bit of damage at the front, but it was better than completely getting overloaded. Unfortunately, I think they're going to get away. Because my ships just didn't really want to get involved. Alright. I was hoping that the wolves would be a little bit more aggressive, but they haven't got commanders. That is a pain. We managed to take out the Kite and the Mudskipper support frigate, though. We got 559 credits. We probably deployed way more. Like the supplies that it's going to take to restore us to full combat capacity, probably more than the supplies we just got. But we did get 12 fuel, which is nice. Some machinery. And a Hellbore cannon. That's worth a reasonable amount of money, actually. I could chase you down if I really want to, and I kind of do. There we go. Gears worth, repairs complete, good. I don't think anyone really took much damage there. Alright. Once again, we'll take them out. Well, should I go in there? I'm so slow. Realistically, only if there's a battle am I going to be helpful. So how about... But that is increasingly a chance that there might be a decent battle there. It's 25 supplies to deploy, though, or 19 supplies without... I'm the only one that has above 70 combat readiness right now, and 2 of my wolves are... Well, actually, all 3 of my wolves are fairly low in combat readiness. Still, I think we're going to try. Okay, let's have a look at you. How your combat readiness is going? Well, they're dropping. They're dropping reasonably fast, actually. Right, get in there. Get in there. You get in there as well. Shrike also. We're not playing around this time. Just get in there, all guns blazing. Do your best. As will I. On then you. That's right. Get them interested. I could bring in one of the other ships to grab the buoy just down there. That Shrike is like, nah, don't want to be here. Don't like it. Don't want it. Leaving. Incoming drones. Shields up. Allow my automatic cannons to do the work there. My cannons are pretty good at helping out the wolves. I could pop my ability that my ships are just being so unaggressive. It's kind of disappointing. That Shrike is gone. We're not getting it. The best chance that I have now is to just have the wolves go all in on the drone tender and the frigate. Managed to grab the nav buoy so they can move a little bit faster now. I'm so slow. I really was hoping that the Shrike would turn around and fight, but... You know what? I'm going to try launching all of the missiles. No idea if it's going to really be useful, but... Especially considering they're moving away, but... They might help. No, they didn't really. Pomp. Well, it managed to overwhelm it. That might work. There we go. But what I need is salamander missiles so I can take out their engine specifically. Maybe having a couple of ships specifically equipped with salamanders would be a good move. Just for the pursuits. But we did manage to take out the drone tender and the combat freighter, so there may be some better loot here. 15 supplies still, 10 supplies less than we're going to have to spend to recover from doing this, but that's fine. 10 fuel, 18 metal, it's not terrible. And a bit of EXP as well. Do I really care for this? See, the thing is I can harry their retreat. And right now, that might be a better option. Because every time I harry them, I pull their combat readiness down. Once their combat readiness is below 40, they are at risk of suffering malfunctions during the fight. Once it's below 20, they are at risk of suffering critical malfunctions during the fight. And once it's at 0, the ship might just blow up on its own. I can easily harry it, because it costs me nothing to do. Now it's at 28%. The next one will probably mean this ship is not getting out of the fight. Forces harass the enemy ships as they retreat, causing much disruption, but ultimately do not force battle. I should have been doing that to begin with, honestly. I mean, you are a rather nimble foe, to be certain. We will be going back for that. Oh, where are you going? Haven't seen me? Ah, there we go. Right, you're at 36%. Let's harry the retreat again. Down to 21. Leave. Oh, no, I don't want to establish a colony on the gas giant, please and thank you. Now, they brought out another fleet, which is good. Because it means more potential hunt. So remain dark in here. Come on. That's right. Gotcha. Well, you're back up to 28, but that's probably good enough for us to get into a pursuit. Or, the only reason I'm pursuing the Shrike at this point is that I might be able to recover it. And I wouldn't mind getting another Shrike for the fleet. So go ahead, with that being said. Actually, you know what, that being said. Compromised armor, faulty automated systems. Maybe not then. But it is now in dangerous territory. It could die on its own at this point. Are you coming back? You are. Silly. This is ultra bullying. It's now at 0%. It can barely function at this point. I'm going to let you get away. What have we got over there? Nothing that we really want to play with. Let's go ahead and just go back into this fleet. Now, because we've been active and causing a nuisance of ourselves, even with our transponder off, this place is taking no chances. For the next 2 months, we're not going to be able to dock here.